focus on Judge John Phillips. Please do me a favor. This is very important. When you go home, since he's giving you homework to do on Google, let me give you some as well. Google the name Judge John Phillips and learn about how this African-American former judge, who was a multi-millionaire, he had $10 million in assets in Brooklyn. He had multiple buildings. He owned the Slave Theater on Fulton Street. But he did something that he would pay a dear price for. He decided to challenge Joe Hynes for DA in 2001. And guess what? Joe Hynes had him declared mentally incompetent. And guess what? His former chief of staff ended up being Judge Phillips' guardian. And you know what happened? It was guardian after guardian. And Judge Phillips ended up dying broke and destitute, and all of his properties were taken away. If you don't believe me, drive by the Slave Theater right now and you'll see it boarded up. And so now, how is it possible that a wealthy man was ended up being put under guardianship and had Joe Hynes, his former chief of staff, and his, I believe, his campaign treasurer as his guardian? How is that possible? At the end of the day, Judge Phillips deserves justice. Please Google Judge Phillips and see how he treats people who want to challenge him on top of Sandra Roper and John O'Hara.
He mentioned Sandra Roper yesterday. She was indicted for stealing $12,000 from a client. I didn't prosecute her. Because she'd run against me, I did what I had to do, and I asked for a special DA. Special DA was appointed, and Sandra Roper's case eventually was settled out. But he said last night, I prosecuted Roper. Just nonsense. Judge Phillips never ran against me.
He was about
never
to.
ran against me. Never filed or got a single petition signature. And this guy goes on and raves about those kind of things. Look, you have an absolute right to run against me. I never quarrel with that. But for heaven's sake, get the facts straight once.
Well, let me just say this.
By the way, if I did all these horrible things to this African-American judge, why in the name of God would every major black leader support me for district attorney? Very simple. Because I brought public safety to Brooklyn without penalizing young black kids. That's why.
Let me just say this. Last time I checked, Hakeem Jeffries is African American and he's a major leader in this city and in this borough. Now, Joe, you didn't answer the question. How did Judge Phillips go from having $10 million in assets, and then when you put him under this guardianship by your former chief of staff, he ended up dying broke, destitute, in a nursing home? How did that happen, Joe?
I have no authority to appoint a guardian. You understand? Why would he sit here and lie to you? And you've got to figure that out, for heaven's sake. If you want him to be the law enforcement officer in this county, he's got to tell the truth.
Let me just say this last point. He has an obligation to investigate criminal acts that occur in Brooklyn. When he put Judge Phillips under guard, when he basically worked it out so Judge Phillips had to be put under guardianship.
Not true.
What happened is all of those guardians failed, or most of them, failed to do what they were supposed to do with the filing income taxes. And one, I believe, was accused of taking money from his estate. Did Joe Hynes ever investigate any of them? And he said he did it to help Judge Phillips. Well, he died destitute, Joe. He died broke, Joe. He died in a nursing home, and you did nothing to help him.
Folks,
let's keep it real. Let's be honest here. It's important.
No, you're not telling the truth.
You abuse your power against Judge Phillips like you did against John O'Hara, like you did against Sandra Roper. While you give your boy Vito Lopez day after day.
Why would you repeat Sandra Roper when we just corrected the record that I did not prosecute her? Why would you do that?
Who started the investigation, Joe?
I didn't start it. I immediately sent it to a special prosecutor with an application to the judge.
Well, you know, people who run against you or want to run against you sort of end up dead, broke, or indicted.
He is just downright disrespectful, unprofessional, and irrational.